When he got to the court, he saw a boy being humiliated, bullied. Even after being abandoned by friends and people who once claimed to believe in him, he saw himself in that kid. His dreams had been shattered by a devastating accident. Hopeless, broken, he did the unthinkable. The muffled hum of a hesitant engine breaks the silence of the night. Derek slowly turns the wheelchair's rim, rolls forward a few inches, and stops under the concrete awning of the empty parking garage. It's the third time that silver sedan has pulled in and out of spot 27 without paying. He watches, says nothing, just writes it down. 2:14 a.m., 10 degrees below zero. His fingertips throb beneath worn gloves. The Detroit wind cuts to the bone. Derek's been here since 8 p.m. He'll stay until sunrise. A reflective vest covers his frayed wool coat. The wheels of his chair creak against the frozen ground. When a driver approaches to validate a ticket, he simply extends his arm, hands it over, and returns to silence. He doesn't force small talk. He rarely hears a "thank you," "good night," or "what's left of it," says a man in a black blazer, waving as he walks past without slowing down. Derek nods silently. The elevator doors shut. The echo of indifference hangs in the air. To the left of the control booth, a deflated basketball rests against the wall, almost invisible in the shadows. He nudges it with his foot, absent-mindedly. It rolls slightly, once, twice. It's not distraction. It's muscle memory. Taped to the wall behind him, a yellowed newspaper clipping reads, "Derek Johnson, projected first-round NBA draft pick." Next to it, a photo, 19-year-old Derek, grinning, holding a state MVP trophy. Smash cut. Horns blaring. Shouts. Sneakers screeching on hardwood. Derek's got the ball. He spins, drives, goes up, and slams it. The image fades. Back in the present, he blinks slowly, grabs a thermos, takes a shallow sip of cold coffee. The plastic creaks in his grip. It was 15 years ago. A college league game. A packed gym. The crowd chanting his name. He was on his way. A year later, the accident. Leaving a party after the season finale. The back seat filled with empty cans. The starting point guard behind the wheel. "Sober," he said. The turn didn't forgive. The first thing he heard in the hospital. "You'll live, but you'll never walk again." The next week, his agent disappeared. So did the team. His once promising bank account shrank with months of physical therapy. And his friends? Silence. He returned to Detroit 2 years later. No contract, no fame. Just a suitcase and a pair of crutches. Later traded for a chair. Today, he maneuvers down the ramp with precision. He knows where the wheels slip, where the brakes fail. Every inch of that parking lot is a minefield he's mastered. Between 3 and 4 a.m., during the dead of his shift, he has a ritual. He locks the booth, rolls to the back corner of the second floor, a dark spot no one parks in. There, by a low wall, he pulls a worn-out basketball from his backpack. 2 solid dribbles. The echo bounces off the concrete columns. Derek throws the ball against the wall, catches it on the rebound, spins in place. Repeats. He's not playing. He's remembering. The moves are shorter. The muscles, different. But his wrist is steady. His focus, sharp. He practices because it's all he has left. On the third bounce, a horn blares. A car arrives. He quickly stows the ball. Training to be an NBA security guard now? Jokes a guy with a fast food bag. Wasting your time, champ. Derek doesn't answer. He spins slowly, returns to the booth. Enters. Closes the door. Silence again. Inside, there's more than papers and controls. An old radio switched off. A folded red cloth. And a pair of size 14 basketball shoes, never worn, resting in the corner. A gift from a sponsor. He keeps them out of stubbornness. Or maybe faith. In the distance, the screech of tires signals the end of another shift. More cars. More indifferent faces. In the booth's window, his reflection stares back. Older now. Broad shoulders. Hollow eyes. He doesn't quite recognize himself. But he hasn't completely disappeared. At exactly 6 a.m., the alarm beeps. Derek turns the key firmly. Shuts everything down. Files the papers. Leaves the parking garage without a word. On the sidewalk, the wind tightens its grip. But before heading home, he always takes the same detour. 2 blocks away, there's an old playground, where the community court still stands, holding on through brutal winters. The gate creaks. Derek rolls in. Just watches. Inside, a crooked backboard, the three-point line barely visible. Kids run, play, laugh. He stops in the corner. Watches. Doesn't smile. Doesn't move. Every morning, right there, he learns to see again. And to remember that something can still be done, even without glory, cameras, or crowds. The day begins. And he's still there. The court gate groans open. Derek places a hand on the rusted fence and pushes gently. The wheelchair wheels roll in rhythm with the uneven concrete. The gray sky presses down on the frozen morning. Two boys occupy center court. A third stands near the free throw line, arms hanging, staring at the ground. A thin face, body too small for the oversized shirt. Worn-out sneakers, heels exposed. "Go on, already," says the bigger boy, throwing the ball hard against the skinny one's chest. The impact makes him stagger a step back. He grips the ball with both hands, but doesn't lift his eyes. "At least pretend you're good," the other one mocks. The boy spins the ball in his fingers, but doesn't shoot. "What are you shaking for?" The first one laughs. The hoop doesn't bite. The boy turns his back. "Oh, what now? Gonna run away?" He drops the ball, walks toward the gate without looking at anyone. Hurried, but not running. The two boys behind him laugh. One mimics a clumsy jump, arms flailing. Derek, watching from outside the fence, stays silent. The boy passes by him, eyes fixed in the opposite direction. His breathing is fast. He pushes the gate hard and vanishes down the street. Derek grips the wheel rim tightly, then releases it, turns, and leaves. The next day, same court. No voices. No laughter. The gate's already open. Derek rolls in slowly, nudging a rock out of the way with his foot. The wheels click against the asphalt. In the distance, the same boy is there. Alone, ball in hand. Same shirt as before. Knees bruised and purple. He dribbles hard. Misses the second bounce. The ball escapes, hits the low wall, rolls back slowly. He bends down, picks it up, and returns to center court. Derek stops near the fence, rests his arm on the chair's support. The boy shoots. The ball hits the rim and falls. He sighs, shoulders sagging, walks to retrieve it. Repeats. Elbow in. Derek says, voice low and even. The boy freezes mid-motion. Looks toward the voice. Elbow. Derek repeats, raising one arm, bent at a right angle. Tuck it in. Straight line. He points to his own forearm. The boy doesn't reply. Holds the ball with both hands. And stop aiming for the rim. Derek adds, twisting his wrist slightly. Aim for the inside edge. The boy stands still. "You play?" he asks, not stepping closer. "I used to." Silence. A dry wind kicks dust off the side of the court. "Doesn't look like it," the boy says, a brief smirk flashing across his face. Derek turns the chair slightly. Eyes the backboard. "I saw yesterday," he says. "Those two kids with the new ball. You quiet." Then walking away. "I saw it all." The boy lowers his gaze. Wipes his face with one hand. The ball slips away, rolls to the side. Derek moves. Rolls to the edge of the court. Stops. "If you want to practice, be here at 7. I'm always passing by." The boy furrows his brow. "Train for what?" "The basics. Shooting, court vision, spacing." "You train people?" Derek doesn't answer. Just turns his chair and pushes off toward the exit. "Hey," the boy calls out. Derek stops, but doesn't turn around. "How'd you know about the elbow?" Derek rests his hands on his knees. Thinks for a second. "Because you look down after the miss. Players who look down usually let the elbow float. A beat. And because I still see everything. Even from here." The boy picks up the ball. Stands there, resting it on his hip. Derek rolls down the sidewalk. The gate creaks shut behind him. The sun hasn't even risen yet. But Malik is already there. The worn-out ball spins under his left hand. In his right, a plastic bottle, half full of cheap sports drink. 5 empty bottles are scattered in a zigzag around the court. "Start on the left side," Derek says from the corner. He's sitting in the shadow of the crooked hoop, wearing the same brown coat, sleeves rolled up to his elbows now. A flattened piece of cardboard sits on his lap, with a rough sketch of the court drawn in blue pen. "Go. 2 dribbles, cut, shoot. Don't rush. Just rhythm." Malik takes a breath. Dribbles through the bottles. Hesitates on the third step. Ball slips away. Again. No anger. No harsh tone. Just the dry command. Malik retrieves the ball. Returns to the starting point. Lead leg has to be strong. You're trying to cut with a soft frame. Derek draws an X on the cardboard. This is where the defender plants. If you don't break that pivot, you're not getting past him. The drill goes on for another 20 minutes. Malik sweats, speaks little, just heavy breathing. He misses the final shot, lowers his head. That's enough, Derek says. Malik drops to the floor, back against the post, knees shaking. Derek folds the cardboard carefully, tucks it into his backpack. You think this'll actually work? Malik asks, staring at the sky. Doesn't matter what I think. It matters what you do. Malik smiles, barely, tosses the empty bottle into the trash. 2 days later, late afternoon, a circle of boys forms on the neighborhood court. Street ball. No refs. No real rules. Malik's there, shoulders squared, eyes locked in. The ball finds him in the corner. One of the older kids, taller, heavier, steps up. You're gonna brick it again, skinny? Malik dribbles, steps left, stops, cuts center. Derek watches from the sidewalk, silent, hands resting on his knees. Malik releases a short hook. It hits the glass, drops clean. A dry bounce. No cheers. But no one mocks him either. Next play, another kid stumbles and falls. A third starts laughing loud. What are you playing in, flip-flops? Malik steps over, stands in front of the fallen boy. Just stands there, saying nothing. The laughter dies. Derek closes his eyes for a moment, then turns his chair and rolls away. 1 week later, Saturday, school gym, open tryout. PE teacher blows a whistle, takes down names. Malik joins in. Doesn't talk to anyone, but his passes are sharper, his body more grounded. In the locker room, one of the seniors nudges another. That kid was a mess last month. Now he's starting to look like a real player. Derek isn't there, but Malik knows that's his win, too. That night, in the parking lot, Derek bounces a tennis ball off the concrete wall. Up, down, back again. He catches it and repeats. In the booth's mirror, for the first time in years, he wipes the surface with the red rag. Stares for more than 10 seconds. His face is thinner, but his eyes are awake. In the corner, next to the shift logs, there's a new clipping now. Informal training reveals hidden talent at public school. No mention of him. And that's exactly how he likes it. On the court, days later, Malik finishes a dribbling sequence. Stops. Shoots. The ball drops clean. Finally, Derek mutters, jotting something down on a fresh piece of cardboard. Malik breathes deep. Sits down on the ground, sweat dripping from his brow. You were actually good, huh? Derek keeps writing. Like, pro level? A pause. Derek sets the pen down, folds the cardboard slowly. I was a prospect. Malik doesn't reply, just waits. Had scouts. An agent. I was top of the state league 2 years straight. Played like the world was too small. Malik leans in slightly, eyes fixed. And then, Derek points to his knee with 2 fingers, then to his hip. A car. A turn. 3 kids laughing in the back seat. The sound of the crash, that never leaves. Silence. Did they get hurt? One broke his arm. The other disappeared. The driver? He's coaching a team now. No one remembers who was in the passenger seat. Malik presses the ball between his legs. Says nothing. I spent months trying to move my toes. Then months pretending this, he taps the rim of the chair, was temporary. But no one came back. Not the club. Not the friends. Not family. My mom had already passed. The rest just faded. No drama. They just stopped showing up. Malik wipes his eyes with his sleeve. The sky's starting to dim. So why are you helping me? Derek thinks. Looks down at the ground. Because you look down the same way I used to. And that's not good. The boy nods slowly. I thought you were just some bitter old guy at a parking booth. Derek laughs, for the first time. Short. Quick. I was. Malik stands. Extends a hand. Derek looks at it. Monday. 7 sharp, says the kid. Derek grips his hand, firm. No being late. Monday. 7 a.m. sharp. Malik crosses the street with the ball under his arm. Derek's already there, waiting by the gate. This time, no cardboard, no bottles. Just him, and a manila envelope in his lap. What's that? Malik asks. Derek doesn't answer. Hands it over. Malik opens it. Inside, 5 printed pages, all with the same photo. Him, in uniform, mid-jump shot. At the top, bold headline. From forgotten prospect to the invisible mentor. Who sent this? Showed up at the booth, along with 2 photographers and some scout from the school league. Guy named Reed. Malik folds the paper carefully. You talk to them? Derek slowly turns the chair to face him. Locked the booth. Stayed inside. Didn't say a word. Malik nods. Slips the paper under his shirt. They want to talk to you, Derek adds. And you? I'm not interested in hearing from people who disappeared. Silence. Malik dribbles twice. Eyes on the hoop. Stops. You remember what you said on day one. Derek grips the rims tight. Waits. People who miss and look down usually let go of their elbow. Long pause. Well, now you're letting go too, Malik says. Only this time, it's out of fear. Derek looks away. Malik presses on. You taught me not to run. The ball stops at his foot. So why are you still running? Even sitting down. Derek closes his eyes for a beat, then turns the chair and rolls away. Wednesday, late afternoon. The lot is empty. The booth, locked. A short pencil note on the counter reads, left early. Back by 11 p.m. Westside Community Center. About 20 chairs in a semicircle. Teens between 13 and 17, most in hoodies and sandals. In the corner, a makeshift banner. Stories that inspire. Guest, Derek Johnson. Derek enters, pushing his chair with both hands. No special jacket. No posture for effect. A scruffy bearded man, volunteer, approaches. Say whatever you want. Just hearing you will mean something to them. Derek nods, moves to the center of the circle. The kids go quiet. They wait. For a few seconds, he just looks around. The hum of an old ceiling fan fills the space. I didn't come here to brag, he says. Pause. I just learned how to lose better. A small kid in the back rests his chin on his knee. No one laughs. No one fidgets. I used to train to be famous. Now I train a kid who plays in torn shoes, in secret, and doesn't look down anymore when he misses. More silence. The chair came later. The hard part wasn't the crash. It was the silence that followed. He lets go of the armrests. The ones who promised. The ones who swore. The ones who vanished. Derek taps his foot against the wheel. His voice low, steady. You don't need cheerleaders. You need reps, and someone who won't disappear the first time you mess up. A girl raises her hand. And you? Have you forgiven yourself? Derek looks at her. No rush. His left hand trembles slightly on his knee. No. A long pause. But I'm trying. The teens stay silent. Some stare at the floor, others at him. At the back of the room, Malik leans against the door, arms crossed, watching without a smile. Derek spins his chair slightly, starts to leave, then stops, looks again at the circle of chairs. Next week, if you want, I'll bring a cardboard sheet. We can build a defense system. It's ugly, but it works. Someone chuckles. Another kid straightens up in his seat. The circle holds. Derek exits. Outside, the sky darkens slowly. For the first time in years, he pushes the chair without rushing, and without weight on his shoulders. The gym is full, but not loud. Parents speak in low tones. Coaches exchange glances. A reporter walks back and forth with his mic turned off. In the center, both teams warm up. Among them, Malik. Blue shorts, white jersey, number 11 on his back. By the court fence, Derek sits still, his wheelchair locked beside the metal railing. Around him, 5 kids, 2 boys, 3 girls, in worn shirts and focused eyes. He's gonna miss the first 2 shots, says Derek, eyes locked ahead. How do you know? One of them asks. Because he hasn't missed a single one during warm-up. The boy laughs. One of the girls elbows him to shut up. The game starts. Derek watches without flinching. Eyes steady, body still. Malik starts off tense. Misses the first shot. Then the second. Just as predicted. But he adjusts. Dribbles smarter. Defends tighter. Grows into the game. Slow, steady, the way he learned. Final minute. The score's tied. A teammate gets fouled. Malik walks over, whispers something, takes the ball, heads to the free throw line. The gym goes silent. Derek crosses his arms. The first shot goes in. So does the second. The crowd erupts. Malik bows his head, breathes. The last seconds tick down, but the score holds. The buzzer sounds. The team huddles. The coach throws his arms up. A photographer rushes in. Malik simply walks off the court. Derek remains still, surrounded by the kids who now follow him. Malik stops in front of him. Sweaty, breathless, eyes glistening. He removes the medal from his neck. Without a word, he places it in Derek's lap, then steps back. Now it's your turn to look up, he says. Derek holds the medal with 2 fingers, scans the gym, then lowers his gaze. Exhales. Go on. Get back to your team, he says, voice rough. Malik smiles, heads back to the court. The next day, middle of the night. The parking lot is quiet. Derek unlocks the booth, opens the door, steps in, turns on the weak yellow light, places the thermos on the counter. On the left wall, 2 new photos taped up. One of Malik holding the trophy, another of the new community center crew, all of them laughing. Derek stares into the inner mirror, runs his hand over his face. No big gestures, just presence. 1 week later, Saturday afternoon, the community court gate has been replaced. The rim painted white, the backboard patched with donated acrylic. Next to the entrance, a plain wooden sign reads, Project D, everyone plays. Derek sits in the shade of the large tree, chair angled toward the court. 8 teens around him, working in pairs. One of them fumbles a pass. Elbow, says Derek, without raising his voice. The boy adjusts his arm. Tries again. Nails it. Malik arrives carrying 2 new balls. Hands them out. A girl with thick braids asks, Why is it called Project D? Is it for Derek? Malik answers first. Nah, he's just Mr. D. Is he the coach? He listens, Malik says. Derek simply watches. Doesn't deny it. Doesn't correct it. In his chair, he spins the wheels gently, moving closer to the court. The sun hits the freshly swept concrete. The ball bounces. High, clean, clear.